Freaks, it is Wednesday, April 29th, United States and Canada. Pete and I are ready and on time for a show called What? Chaos from the Sports Interaction Studios in Boston, Massachusetts. My name is David Bean, and holding it down, I sit beside Pete Blackburn, I've mentioned him, and holding it down in the city of overtime losses, Rutrow, is Sean. Do it, Sean.
Nope, absolutely not getting a salute for that.
Well,
got a show to do today. Sorry, we're just being real. City of Champs, baby.
Thank you.
Sean DePaz. That's even worse.
What?
That you accepted a pity City of Champs after that.
It may have been pity, but the fact of the matter remains that we are still the defending Atlantic Division champions. So
you guys can't even win in lacrosse these days, fucking bums.
Not these days, not anymore. The last 3 years we did plenty of it. Not that you would know anything about that because you do not respect lacrosse or the athletes that play the sport.
Yeah, that's fine.
People
I'll
can change.
That. DJ was telling me before the show, I missed this completely. Apparently, the good people of Buffalo are like trying to kill each other after last night's game. I don't know how much of you saw, Sean.
You see
apparently
the video?
There was a lot
I literally
night.
just saw a clip of a fight. That was the first and only one that I've seen, though.
Was it the people waiting for the Ubers?
I didn't watch it that much. There was just guys outside, kind of on the street. It seemed
it was
not
for
exactly
sure guys.
What was happening?
Yeah, it was fans fighting, and I had gone down this rabbit hole because someone tweeted at me like the Ducks need to beat the Oilers because the Oilers are bad for the game because their fans fight each other. And I was like, ooh, that's like kind of like when people did like was it Tanner Janot, the little like whack to the back of Alex Tuck's legs. Yep. And a Sabres fan was like, what the fuck is this, ref?
Disgrace.
And I'm like, okay, so you just don't know how playoff hockey works. Like I saw someone in the chat who said, first time watching playoff hockey, is it usually like this? Is it usually this hectic and crazy and overall bad for me?
Yes.
It's usually worse.
Yeah. Way worse.
This feels kind of light.
I feel light today. That's for sure.
Light as a feather.
Feeling good.
Got a little, what do they call, light in the loafers?
Sure. Pep in the step.
I actually think, hold on, that might have been a derogatory term back in the day.
Light in the loafers.
Light in the loafers is an idiomatic, often derogatory slang phrase dating back to the 1950s and 60s used to describe a man who is gay. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Okay.
Yo, someone called me light in the loafers.
Sorry this fella isn't clomping around out there like a big doofus. Gay.
Oh, if someone called me light in the loafers,
Should we take that back? We should.
We're taking back. Straight men are reclaiming light in the loafers to still mean gay, but when you call it to us, we're happy about it.
Chad clocked it immediately. That means gay,
it's just
DJ.
A string of that means gay, that means gay, that means gay. DJ being homophobic. No. It may have been said once upon a time homophobic. I mean, you can check with me after the show. If you're like, hey, you can't reclaim it. It's so bad. Can't do it.
Yeah.
I won't reclaim it.
Okay.
But otherwise, like, is it public domain? You just take it and make stuff with it?
Yeah, I feel like it's not really being used. Light in the loafers, I feel like, is not being tossed around willy-nilly out there.
Yeah, chat says, fellas, is it gay to walk gracefully? Like, light in the loafers sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So call me light in the loafers. I'll be the one with a little pep in my step.
Okay, let's do it.
Pete's got loafers. Yeah, all right. Chat is out of control. We love you very much. Sean, you've survived this all. Pete and I have gotten each other canceled before anybody can gloat.
Don't bring up Vikings, then I'll have my chance.
Yeah, that's right. Sean did have his. He checked off.
I had a bad couple weeks.
I forgot about that.
There was a couple weeks there where people were coming after me. There was other stuff I said that I think people wanted to cancel me for too. I don't know.
I think the worst part was that you really said it with your chest. You were like, Vikings have never done anything wrong. Ever.
I didn't say that. I just said that it was a different time, and that I'll do it. I rock with the Vikings. Vikings are cool.
Not to go Chris Martin on your ass, but chat said DJ is reclaiming Light in the Loafers as someone who was called gay in middle school. And
that's right.
Not to go like I was absolutely. I mean, in the 90s, unfortunately, everybody was called every bad word. I think Chris Martin got in trouble, right? Because he was
that
like
was Matt Damon who just admitted to saying the F slur.
I think I could be wrong. I think Chris Martin said something to the effect of like, I was called gay for doing music and theater in high school, and I asked myself, like, am I? I don't know.
No, that's
too young to figure it out.
That was Macklemore.
And
That was Macklemore, yeah.
Yeah, Macklemore made
He was in the 3rd grade.
Macklemore said it in a song.
Yeah, downtown.
Literally opened a song with like, people call me gay all the time. I'm not
No,
though.
he said I thought I was gay when I was in the 3rd grade. I thought that I was gay. I was thinking about that shit. I was not thinking about girls, boys, or anything in the 3rd grade.
Thinking about like Pokemon cards and going home to play video games.
Could be argued. I'm still not thinking about any
I
of
was
that
just
stuff.
gonna say I'm still like I can't wait to get home and look at my Pokemon and play video games. I'm a 35-year-old man.
Okay, this is a good show so far. What will be on the final minutes of it, Pete?
Today
How
on
will
the
we
show,
wrap it up?
Today on the show, who's more back? Yesterday we discussed who's more dead. Today, who's more back? The Bruins or the Oilers? Let's also discuss McJesus. It's Ace. That was weird. Early Young the Giant fans.
This is probably the deepest cut I've placed.
I know Young the Giant is a band.
Young the Giant
Well
is a band.
over my head.
What were they called before they were Young the Giant? Much like a Maroon 5 was Kara's Flowers famously.
I did not know that.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know. I don't know the Young the Giant one either.
Not many people would. They were called the Jakes. And early Young the Giant fans would listen to the Jakes.
Okay.
And I think we once again might need to listen to Jake Ottinger when he tells us things with his play. Like, if it walks like a Jake Ottinger, quacks like a Jake Ottinger, and plays an like in tight all alone from McCarron like a Jake Ottinger, I think it might be a Jake Ottinger.
Okay. All right. Let's
So
have that
I think we need to have a
discussion.
Jake Ottinger conversation.
All right,
Far be it from us.
We'll have the conversation. And finally, Flyers tees. We're going to do a little bit of t-shirt talk and also some jacket talk. We have ignored the WAG jackets to this point. Well, we haven't fully
No, not
ignored.
intentionally. On the show we have.
Yeah. We've spent very little time on the WAG jackets. I do want to talk about one in particular, and so we'll do that later in the show.
Very, very overdue. Apologies to Michael McCarron. If you could not tell when I was trying to say that Ottinger goal he allowed was bad, I was like, I don't know that. I want to say AJ McCarron, who famously is a wide receiver.
AJ McCarron?
No, he's a quarterback from Alabama.
I was going to say.
From Alabama?
Yeah, I was,
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know who AJ McCarron is.
One of the many Alabama quarterbacks who did jack all in the NFL because that's
Well,
what
yeah, but
Alabama
no, I
quarterbacks
mean,
do.
that's like nobody expected AJ McCarron to be an NFL quarterback.
Yeah, because when
No,
Alabama
but I mean-
quarterbacks are drafted, we say we don't expect that guy to be.
He's got bad
Yeah, 'cause they
tattoos
suck.
and he's got a hot mom. I
Hey,
know that.
Didn't know either of those things, to be quite honest.
He's also the one that did he marry Catherine Webb?
I don't know
believe-
fuck all about AJ McCarron other than the fact that
Catherine Webb was the one that really sent Brent Musburger into a feral state live on air.
doing tricks on the brain.
Tell your children to play quarterbacks, kids.
yes, that's I remember.
Yeah.
That I
Didn't know
remember.
what to do about it. Just did not. The Boston Bruins are alive. The Bruins win Game 5 on the road in overtime to force Game 6 at home in Boston. Do we want to show how it ended, or do we want to check in on our boys? Because I assume that everyone who cares about this has watched the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. I'm ready for either one.
Sean, how do you feel?
Fine.
That wasn't convincing.
I thought the point of that delivery was the nonchalantness of it to be convincing because I really do not. I'm not worried at all.
Yeah,
Like,
you did a. Was there a question there? Am I supposed to? Do you expect me to say something here?
And I mean, this is not coming from any place of like bias, really. Like, obviously, there's a certain amount of concern. Like, I would rather have them won last night, but like, I have the same mindset I had when we went to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup, which was the odds suggest that the Sabres should still win this series. Like, they still have a lead. The idea of them, in the grand scheme of things, losing 3 games in a row, they haven't done that a whole lot this season. So like, they should be able to win 1 and 3 against a Boston Bruins team that is not all that great. So I'm not worried.
1 and 2
I would
now.
like them. Well, yeah, no, but this is like the Monty Hall theory. Like, it's still, generally speaking, they have to win they have to lose 3 in a row. The Buffalo Sabres. They've lost one of those 3. I don't think they're going to win 2 or lose 2 more in a row. So again, would have liked them to have finished the job last night, but I'm not worried in terms of the grand series, the overall picture.
I think that's a very fair place to stand. I don't think that the Sabres fans should be all too worried, but I will say, shouldn't have let us get last night. Should not have let us get last night. I know that the Bruins haven't been very good in Boston, but I feel like last night, maybe there's a possibility that Game 4 was the best thing to ever happen to the Bruins. It's a very small possibility that them playing the worst game of their season in Game 4 in what was pretty close to a must-win game and just shitting the bed in diabolical fashion may have been the best thing to happen to them, because they came out the way that they needed to in Game 5. Like, they looked pretty pissed off. They played, I would say the last night was their best game of the series.
Yeah, I mean, to surrender the first goal early, I mean, it's do or die. So I wouldn't think they would pack it in, but they stuck in there. And, I'm a big fan of, as long as you're tied through 2 periods on the road, you get to say you're playing the perfect road game. And I said this with Game 3, where Bruins didn't look good through 2 periods, but it was tied after 2. So, like, Bruins get to say they're playing the perfect road game. Just go out, win the 3rd period, and you are there. Last night, sincerely, I think the Bruins should have felt good at the second intermission. We knew, as first broken on this show, if this game went to overtime, or if any game went to overtime, the Bruins are more battle-tested for overtime in this series, because they famously scored the last goal of Game 4. So they were ready. Like, as soon as it went to overtime, I sincerely thought, and I had assets made to dunk on Pete if the Bruins got eliminated, but as soon as it went to overtime, my money, not that I placed any, was on the Bruins.
I disagree, because the Sabres were the better team in the 3rd period. They got their shit together late, and then, I mean, before the Pastrnak goal in overtime, they were dominating. I was fully bracing for the loss. I'd pre-grieved. I was ready. And then all of a sudden, Pastrnak breaks. That's pretty much what made that moment so special. Not just that the Bruins won the game. It's that they survived for like 10 minutes. And then that kind of swing, when you survive and then you immediately get an opportunity and you end it, is incredible.
Hand up. And it was pasta.
Hand up,
right.
I confused the Bruins and Sabres. Game 3, I said the Sabres, sarcastically, were playing a perfect road game, and they ended up pulling it out. So I withdraw, I guess, the compliment that I paid to the Bruins. Sabres now going to win this series. Yeah, the Pastrnak game winner, awesome. Do you have the video, Sean? You want to show it?
Yep.
He had McLeod breaking, couldn't get it there. Stretch pass on. Pastrnak in. Scores! The Bruins are alive as Pastrnak wins.
The jump against the boards.
Electric.
The yelling at the fan. Fan saying, "What do you think of this finger?" Pete's no stranger to that. And the Bruins just having a blast with all of their friends there at KeyBank Center. Yes?
I'm kind of surprised. Like, I don't know. Why does it seems like Sabres fans are really bothering the Boston Bruins? Which, like I'm not like saying it's bad behavior or anything for them to, like, I think it's kind of bad behavior for, like, Nikita Zadorov Game 1 getting into it with a fan in the middle of the game, as they are, like, minutes before they have one of the most dramatic collapses I've ever seen in the playoffs. But, like, I don't know. It just seems like they are giving it to the fans, which I enjoy. But it does not seem that the Sabres have paid that much energy towards Bruins fans.
Sure, but the counter that I'll make there is that as soon as the series started, Sabres fans were all over Swayman.
Which is still ridiculous. I wish they would stop doing that.
But, like, that to me is enough of a reason for every other person on the Bruins roster, especially when Swayman's been very vocal, very pissed off this series. Every reason for anybody wearing a Bruins sweater to try to shove it down Buffalo's throat.
It could also be
Bruins
argued
fans
that
did it to Sabres, though.
It could also be argued, though, that Bruins fans are getting to Sabres players, because there has also been interactions between Sabres players and Bruins fans. I think that, like, the Alex Lyon one, I think Sabres fans take that one more as a W,
But
because he's more
that's
like
also just Alex
mocking
Lyon.
them back and then turning back to the task at hand. But he's getting into it.
I mean, he got into it one time, and Alex Lyon is a psychopath. He that I don't view as not even that I view the Bruins stuff as that like the Sabres fans being under their skin, but like Lyon obviously kind of seeks that stuff out. He's a crazy person.
Shout out to Joe.
In fairness, when the series went to Boston, they also did to Lyon immediately. Yeah, that's more of a you're doing it to our guy, so like we kind of have to do it to your guy. Either way, like all of this is above board, and I like it. It's all gamesmanship. It's all. I want more taunting in the sports. I want more taunting in the playoffs. I love all of this. It's electric when Pasta did it. If the Sabres want to do it when they go back to Boston and they win, then absolutely all the power to you. It's all theater.
We need to get rid of there needs to be like a license or a class that you take to be allowed to do the goalie taunting thing. I agree. Taunting, as long as you're like leaving families and stuff out of it, as long as it's something that isn't despicable, taunting rules. But the goalie taunts this postseason, I think, have been the worst they've been.
That's fine, though. Like,
Sabres fans are still doing it to Swayman.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that Ville Husso was really good last night. Like, maybe the best player on the ice, and was getting Husso chance in the third period. And I'm like, what the fuck? He's been good. What are you doing?
I mean, it's better than a dead crowd. I'll say that.
Yeah, I think
I'm all for it.
I think it's ridiculous, and I wish they would stop because it clearly is not working. Jeremy Swayman is putting on the performance of his fucking life in this series.
I have loved Jeremy Swayman in this.
Yeah, I don't
series.
really understand what they're trying to get to, but I like the fact that our fans are engaged, and it is also just a very like Buffalo people. The Buffalo fans in particular don't give a shit about like truth or reality. They're just in their world.
There is the note that the chat said though, like where if a goalie's in the zone and locked in and starts getting the like Swayman, you got to think as he's hearing that, he's like, I own this fucking building.
Yeah, I guess it depends on like how you're wired. It could go one way or the other, but it absolutely could backfire on a crowd trying to taunt. And like to this point, it seems like it's fed Swayman for the most part. And my like biggest concerns right now as a Bruins fan, I'm trying to keep things in perspective. One, like I don't know how sustainable the Swayman thing. Like he's been one of the best goalies in the league all season long.
Vezina finalist, I was going to point out.
Yes, 100%.
Announced. No, like announced.
Oh,
yes.
officially?
Yes.
Hell yeah. Suck it, Mike Felger. Like the sustainability of that is a little concerning. Number two, the Sabres look like they have a power play again. They scored their first power play goal in 40 tries, although like we talked about this in game 4. They basically scored a power play goal. It was right after the power play ended. And it felt like it was building towards like them finally breaking out of this. They have officially done it. And the power play was good as a whole, even on the ones that they didn't score on last night. That's concerning to me. And then number 3, like the Bruins have to fucking finish. They have to. There have been so many opportunities that they've generated and blown their opportunities. Morgan Geekie, I don't know if he's hurt, but he has looked like a shell of himself. He blew one over the top of the net again last night. Like Pastrnak, before he scored the overtime winner, had a few opportunities. Like puck jumped over his stick right in the slot. They have to take advantage of every opportunity that they get. Somebody in the chat was saying, like, if that was your best game of the series, that's not a good sign because you barely won. I can see it going both ways because like they dominated play. They could have been up by a number of goals and won in regulation. They just didn't finish those opportunities.
You're also playing an opponent who is better than you. So like I'm cool with if you play your best game of the series and it's a coin flip, welcome to the playoffs. Shit sucks.
Yeah.
It's really, really hard and it's often most likely not rewarding. Famously, only one team wins. So I'm with you, and I think it takes away from like I didn't think the Sabres played poorly in that game last night. That was a good
I thought
game.
they did. No, I thought they played pretty poorly. Like I thought that they
down
were
to. I mean, 11 forwards pretty much the whole game.
Yeah,
like
losing Ostlund hurt a lot.
Yeah,
I
think that Lyon was good.
They had opportunities. Like they didn't play like an absolute dud like the Bruins did in game 4, but that was not even close to the Sabres' best game by any means.
I'll definitely agree with that.
They looked pretty stiff, I thought. And they allowed the Bruins to like finally get middle ice and create some traffic in front of Lyon for the first time, basically all series. That to me was like the biggest takeaway is that the Bruins were finally able to do that. And I didn't like the lineup before the game started. Marcus Sturm took out or didn't put Hagens back in. Victor Arvidsson was back out. You got Steves in.
Yep.
Like to me, at the end of the day, that probably signals he knows that they just need to get to the fuck in front of the net.
Yes.
And they were able to do it, and Lyon didn't see everything that came at him last night, which is a good sign for the Bruins.
Buffalo Abbey asks Consta time. Could Consta Hellenus be in? I don't think so. I think Josh Norris is back.
It's just going to be Josh Norris. Yeah.
Which
Josh Norris is just going to...
The guy can stay healthy for 3 minutes.
Josh Norris rocks, yeah.
He's a great player.
I mean, in an ideal situation,
you've often said about Shane Hollander, the best ability is availability.
Exactly.
Josh Norris, where
he's available right now, or he might be. The best ability is maybe being available for a game after you get hurt for a little bit.
Did you guys see the Ryan Whitney beer saber chug? We've had a lot of beer saber discourse and how difficult it is to drink out of those things.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen anybody look worse drinking out of a beer saber than Ryan Whitney did last night.
I'm not going to kick him when he's down. I saw him talk about it. He fucking knows how bad that was.
I know.
And that is there's nothing you can say to him that he hasn't said to himself. That man looks like he's in a bad way after that. And I don't want anyone to experience the type of pain and mental anguish that man is probably experiencing right now. That
At
shit
least
was so fucking embarrassing.
Embarrassing. Imagine if the Oilers had lost after that. It would have been the worst night of that guy's
respectfully, life. Whit, they should have for that.
Yeah.
They should have. He should have stubbed his toe. Should have caught like a run of bad luck. It was a bad look. I don't know if I could do yeah, I could. I would always. I think I always still have it there. Yeah, I haven't drank in 2 million years.
I don't even know.
Anyone can.
You don't even have to drink. Like you just have to commit to it. Like he just did not commit. Yeah. So some chat about the anthem before the game.
Yes.
Do we want to get to that?
Oh, I would love to, Peter. The game began as it often does with the national anthems. Cami Clune, friend of the show.
Clooney.
Clooney. We don't know her.
Is it Clooney?
We're not friends with her.
Cami Clooney. She's I believe former, I want to say 4th place on The Voice.
Oh.
Former voice competitor.
I don't know about that shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Adam Levine used to be on that.
I only watched The Masked Singer.
I watched season 3 of American Idol, and I could give you anything. You want to talk about various cases of McFever that were caught throughout the country? I can do that with you. You want to talk a little Bo Bice? Yeah, I can do it. Elliot Yamin, that boy with his fucked up teeth, and Taylor Hicks's old ass, who it turns out I think was like 28, not that old at all. Do that all day. Voice, save for the podcast. Cami Clooney's mic cut out during the Canadian anthem, leading to this beautiful moment at KeyBank Center.
Oh, Canada, our home and native.
And they pick her up, and if you're watching, you can see that Pete tweeted they did that shit on purpose. Pete, how come you get so mad when over the weekend someone said that something at a big White House Correspondents' event was staged, yet you get to say that this is staged?
They're both staged. I think two things can be true. I didn't get mad. I said
I was making you to be a MAGA guy.
I know we need a new ballroom.
Taxpayer funded.
Get
What'd
off
you say?
that.
I said taxpayer funded.
That's right. Pay for the ballroom. No, this was staged. They did that shit on purpose. They wanted to get the crowd going. They wanted a little bit more energy in the building. Easy card to play. Cut the mic.
Eric Ripperson said she was swearing, doing the explicit version, so they had to censor her.
No, they set it up. They set it up to get the crowd going. Cammy, bad actor. As soon as my mic doesn't work, and looked around.
She did. She did have a bit of a surprise.
Well,
What? There's no sound coming out of it? I do think, though, like famously there is an explicit version of O Canada. Maybe she was saying "In All Thy Sons," which Folks, we're woke. We're not saying shit about Suns.
That's
We're saying all of us.
that shit was staged, and I mean, credit to the Sabres. Good moment. Got a little energy in the building. Great start for the boys. Also helped that they got the most bullshit power play that I've ever seen. I just think that all forces were working against the Bruins to start that game, and it didn't matter. Boys held strong.
Chat says she was dropping N-bombs. I don't think she was.
I don't think we
Nuclear
need to
bombs.
address that.
2 things. First off, as a WWE guy, if this was a real work, they would not have told Cammy. Like, they would have just let her figure that shit out herself. So I don't think Cammy was acting one way or the other. Secondly, if they were trying to get the people going, why the Canadian national anthem, which is A, not our anthem, and B, the first one, and not the U.S. anthem, so they could lead right into the actual game.
Because
they fixed it for the U.S. anthem.
Because the easiest way to have a sick party is to have a sick pregame.
That didn't answer my question.
It didn't, but
really?
that was still a good. I thought it was.
That's like when
nice.
Kanye is talking about Kid Cudi and he's like, I don't know, but he gonna see me though. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what that means. It just sounded good.
It sounded good. They had a sick pregame. That was the Canadian national anthem. And like, to the Sabres' credit, they said, we can fuck around with this one. This one's not really ours. We do this one as a favor. We can do a little rumpus time, cut the mics, and then really commit for the national anthem and then get going for the real game.
Yeah, so I thought he was going to say that, which is it gives you a little momentum going into the national anthem. Like that is what so I meant. Hyped up.
The pregame is the Canadian national anthem.
Oh, to you, maybe.
Okay, you're saying you're pre-gaming the real anthem.
Correct.
Yeah. And then you have like a Jim Cornelison type of party from beginning to end of the Star Spangled Banner. Not famously not the end of the Star Spangled Banner. They had to cut verses out of that one because
but yeah,
there's like racist verses of that song.
Yeah, Pete wants the extended version of the anthem. I just, like, jokes aside, Buffalo fucking rocks. Like, this is the only city in the United States of America that would happen. And I think it was very, very cool. Because obviously, I don't think you're being serious about it being staged. Even if you are, I disagree. And I think it was a very, very cool moment from the obviously, we have a lot of Canadian fans, but we have a lot of American fans who have been hearing that anthem every game they've gone to for their entire lives. And I think it was really cool. I think it, we still love that country, even if shit got weird a little bit over the last couple of years.
Am I joking? Who's to say? Who's to say? Am I joking? Nobody will know.
So we got David Pastrnak after the game-winning goal was talking shit to the fan, and you showed it with the goal. You see him kind of getting in the face of the fan, and we talked about it a little bit. There's also an alternate angle that somebody tweeted, which was the fan in question just bang. Right? Is that a Sam Carrick?
It appears like it is a Sam Carrick jersey.
Seems like
that's amazing.
That's crazy.
I am
this is an insane person. This is an insane person. I mean,
that's a weak ass middle finger. I'll be honest. The Sabres played stiffer than that middle finger sat.
I mean,
that is a big.
Well,
the left one.
That's a flaccid middle
finger. The left
finger.
one's a little flaccid. I think the right one has a little more going for it.
Chat says it's a glove malfunction.
What I'll say the same thing about this. Getting back to what I was saying earlier that I said about the Zadorov thing, it's like at the end of the day, you just made that guy's night. Like if you're David Pastrnak, obviously they would have rather the Sabres win, but like in that moment, all they want is a reaction from the professional millionaire athlete, and they got that.
I mean, that's the biggest loser behavior of all.
It's the Connor Bedard thing, where like Bedard was like, "I had fun with it. Hope he had fun with it."
Yeah. Like I think like. I'm sure Pasta doesn't really care that he's giving that guy what he wants, but just like the guy that was arguing with Zadorov in Game 1, all they wanted was a reaction, and they got that. So good for that guy, I guess.
I mean, I like the gamesmanship. I like it all.
Same.
I like the finger being thrown. Famously, I don't have a problem with that. I like Pastrnak talking his shit. I hope that it lights a fire under him. He needs to be better. Yeah.
On some Anaheim Edmonton Game 4 overtime winner shit, isn't it possible that still was taken before the finger was all the way up?
It's quite possible, but I did see the video and it did look a little.
It was looking
floppy.
looking a little soggy.
Yeah.
looking a little
soggy noodle.
He got out of the bath.
Saw people calling Pastrnak a soggy noodle last night, and I think that's a pretty good chirp.
Well, I saw people calling David Pastrnak a fucking stud who won the game. Who's
well,
not
yeah,
bald
the
anymore.
soggy noodle allegations came before he scored the overtime winner.
Yeah, well, now.
Yeah, I mean, was there any worry in that moment as he got that breakaway? Like, because I had the thought being like, oh, here we go again. David Pastrnak about to get fucking stuffed on a breakaway like he did multiple times in game one.
Yeah, it's not necessarily just the Pastrnak of it all. It's that the Bruins are like 1 for 45 on breakaways, including a penalty shot in this series. They don't finish. It's crazy.
Chat's asked a few times, why are they singing the national anthem in Buffalo? They do it because they are just merely down the road from Ontario, and a lot of Canadian people
very
are
special
in the building.
Relationship.
And it's a what, Sean?
So we have a very special relationship. Yeah, a lot of our fans are Canadian. Like, a lot of season ticket holders just come from Southern Ontario. Our team name was named after, like, it was inspired by French Canadians. Like, we are very I think there's a certain amount of pride that people have from Buffalo being, like, basically Canadian, and I think it's very cool, very unique.
Another part of the game-winning goal was after Pastrnak talked his shit. Guess who was still talking shit to fans? That's right, folks. This will shock you. Nikita Zadorov. We got a little loop of it right here. And this, to me, Sean, this is like Sean behavior, I would say. Just doing bye-bye. Oh, like, enjoy your night, losers.
I'm gonna...
You resent that?
No, I think Sean has feelings on Nikita Zadorov.
I do. I do.
I mean, you can say him. He'll never hear him.
Yeah, I mean,
he doesn't have anything.
He was getting
doesn't
it
want anything
all
to do with the
night.
show.
He was getting it all night, so I get that probably felt pretty good for him. He's just kind of come off as a major loser to me during this series, between getting clearly very bothered by like a teenager sitting front row in game one, trying to murder Rasmus Dahlin, then he got booed by the fans for obvious reason. Like, I don't know. Pasta gets to talk his shit because he did that shit. Nikita Zadorov just looks like I don't know. He's just talking shit while other people are doing the work for him.
A lot in the chat says he just hit the little nana boo-boo. I know that's not what Sabres fans do. I know it's not how it's done in Buffalo. They don't have that. Famously, they do not have that club in their bag. They just have an actual club that they will club you with. But he's saying, hey, this is how we do it. This is how we do it in Russia. This is how we do it in Boston. Well, nana boo-boo.
The Bruins are still down in the series. And you are still, you have to go back to the place where the last time you were there, you got embarrassed.
So that's part of my conversation.
It's like, don't take a victory lap quite yet.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't be taking a victory lap. But that was part of my initial point at the beginning of the segment, which was that maybe the best thing that's happening to them is being absolutely embarrassed on home ice, because now they're going home and they know that even though they won the next game, they still have to get a little redemption in their own building, because they have been bad in their own building in the series.
I do.
I
do want to do a little behavior check, because on Monday, Pete voiced his displeasure with Sean's texting behavior during the game. Sean famously texted LMAO as the Sabres were applying belt to the Boston ass.
Again, I need to clarify. It had nothing to do with the way the game was going. It was entirely a result of Pete saying he was leaving the game early.
But why did I leave the game early?
Well, yeah, because of how. But I wasn't coming in there trying to dunk on you for like the Sabres embarrassing the Bruins. I was laughing only at the fact that you were being, I don't want to say hypocritical, but there was certainly a contradiction between your behavior and what you had talked about in the week leading up to that moment. So that's what I in particular found. The fuck the Bruins was certainly about the Bruins sucking, though. I will say that.
I don't necessarily have a code that I will never leave a game early. I'll never leave a game early if it's still a game. I left the game early.
You didn't leave a game early. You left whatever the fuck was going on early.
Correct. Yes.
Chat says LMAO. Sean practicing for the opera. It's going to be music. We're not going to talk about it, but it's not going to be opera, folks, okay? Get your wallets ready and tell your dumbest fucking friends, okay? Well, here's how it went down last night. Then there was discussion about like maybe Sean. It would have been nice if Sean threw an arm around Pete's shoulder or somebody.
No,
and then Pete said, "No,
DJ,
I don't want that."
DJ, you are the worst character in this.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you.
You keep trying to console us, and we don't want it from a fucking neutral party.
Fucking
No.
loser.
I mean, me and Sean right now are the Bloods and Crips holding up the Tide flag, and DJ is just a.
I'm the middle school student who's like, "Here's how we'll come together." And you're like, "We're coming together fine."
You're the hall monitor, and we're like, "Get the fuck out of here! You're not invited. This is between us."
Well, I mean, if you want the gloves to come off, I think that Pete, you're being too sensitive, and Sean, you are acting very like, well, this is just how it works. When how the fuck do you know how it works? Okay, you want me to fucking play? I'm playing.
What part? What part works?
Like the banter and the repartee of two friends being in a playoff series.
The only reason, I think the reason that Game 4 put me in a bad mental state. Of course, I was sensitive in that moment for sure. I think what makes it hurt more is that Sean is not very active often in the text thread. Mm-hmm. So to be like, all right, I'm fucking leaving this game.
That's
and then
fair.
As soon as the text bubble hits the thread, I see Sean's 3 bubbles pop up immediately. I'm like, oh. So he does have notifications on for this chat.
That I'll give you.
Realest thing that's been said on this episode. We do have this was, and we cropped out the previous text messages here, which were, "Damn, Oilers scratching Frederick." The next text message was from Pete, "Not dead yet," with several exclamation points. I said, "Love you, Sean. You feel something on your shoulder? That's my arm." Sean replied, "Don't need consoling. I am not worried."
I do. I appreciate the I'm not worried. No, I am not worried.
I am not worried.
I am not worried.
Clear.
You responded to something
worried.
this morning. I was like, "Hey, Sean, do we have this thing?" And you responded, "Yes." And Pete was like, "Is Sean pissed?" He said yes instead of yeah. And I was like, I think he says that sometimes. Might be pissed, but yeah, like yes instead of yeah. When you normally speak in contractions, if you hit the "I am not," I was watching that game. I was like, "Yo, Julia, Sean's fucking pissed."
I will say I did appreciate the "I am not worried," but that is the most "I am worried" text that you could possibly send.
No, it's definitely like a little tongue in cheek. Like I do believe what I said earlier that like. The odds suggest the Sabres shouldn't lose 3 games in a row, so I'm not worried. But fuck, I certainly didn't want that to happen. Like that was the last thing we need is like a massive momentum swing and Pasta being unlocked and Noah Ostlund got hurt. Like certainly very little went well yesterday. So I'm not worried. I'm also not happy.
Chat saying, please don't put in the paper that I'm worried.
There's so much do not put in the newspaper talk from chat right now.
I'm glad we're getting to the bottom of this. We're really digging under the surface of these text messages and finding out what feelings really lie beneath the surface.
But I really am not that worried though. Like I'm worried in the sense that like they do have to win one more game and like this has been a close series, but like I still think the Sabres are the better team. They have to win 1 and 2 now. Like odds suggest that should happen. So I'm not getting hyper concerned quite yet.
Sean, I believe you, and this does feel reminiscent of 2 years ago in the playoffs when I believe only one of our teams were in the Bruins made the playoffs 2 years ago, didn't they?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah. But maybe only one of our teams was in the second round. And famously, the Vancouver Canucks were somehow beating the Edmonton Oilers in the second round. And we didn't know yet how the Knobloch experience, the Knobloch Oiler experience worked, which is like no matter what, they just come back and win.
Yeah.
And there was constant, "Are you worried? I'm not worried. Are you worried?
Yeah.
And the more times you say "I'm not worried," the more it sounds like you're doing a bit, or the more it sounds like you are extremely worried. So I do feel bad that Sean, right now, you kind of are the butt of the joke no matter what happens, even though your fucking team is up 3-2 in the first round.
That's why I'm not worried. Like, everybody's trying. Like, I saw so many Bruins fans on Twitter being like, "Oh, we're in their walls. We run this shit." Blah 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 blah. I'm like, you still have to win a game at home in the playoffs, which you have not done. The Sabres still have a series lead. The Sabres are still, on paper at the very least, the better team. So, like, yeah, I'm worried as anybody should be in a playoff series. Like, they still have to win the games, but I'm not, like, last night didn't instill, like, the sense of the world is coming, is like falling apart. The walls are coming down. Like, they're still in control of the series.
Yeah, they don't have the pee down their leg thing going on, and they don't have their.
They're not the Flyers, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, like there's two teams we could talk about maybe being on that watch right now, and we'll get to one of them in a minute. But we still do have like 35 more things from this Bruins and Sabres thing.
It is true. The Bruins did make the second round. They beat the Leafs in round one. That game
of
7.
Course, yes.
And
I'm
then
sorry.
They lost to the Panthers.
And they lost to the Panthers. Yes. Apologies. Well, let's see. We talked last week about a fan who taped over a Jeff Skinner Hurricanes jersey to make a Jackson Blake jersey, I
Correct,
want to say.
yeah. Yes.
And how horrible behavior that is. And normally when you tape over a player, it's got to be one of two things. It's got to be a disgraced player, someone that the whole city hates, a la, say, like a Jack Eichel in Buffalo, or I think you're allowed to do it with a player who failed spectacularly, where you're like, I don't wish ill will on this player, but remember when we thought this guy was going to be good? I still have the jersey from 15 years ago, and I'm going to change it into another thing. You agree?
We saw the follow-up, too, with the Mikko Rantanen turned into a Marty Necas jersey, which we absolutely loved.
Great. Yeah, and that's a player that a Hurricanes fan shouldn't like.
And the worst, I would say,
Colorado Avalanche
as long as you're
fan.
following...
Oh, right, idiot.
Yeah. As long as you're following the rules in terms of doing it to the right player, I would say that the worse it's done, the better. Like, the more obvious and shittily crafted your taped over jersey is, the funnier it is. I.e. that Necas one, which was not even close, but it was awesome.
I mean, it brings us to, I think, someone tweeted this at us last night. James Kazuta, I believe, was at the game and saw this. Thank you for thinking of us, because this might be my favorite tape job jersey ever. It is a Sabres. I think at one point this was maybe a Jack Eichel jersey, because I'm seeing
jersey.
a CH and a 9. I'm kidding. It is the most clear Jack Eichel jersey I've ever seen in my life.
I don't know, brother. That's an Alex Tuck jersey, if you ask me.
Yeah, they've taped up the E and the L with white tape, cloth tape maybe. Let me zoom in.
That looks like hockey tape.
Yeah, I think it's like folded hockey tape, which is like a cloth. Actually, you know what? I'm seeing horizontal lines on it that makes me think maybe not. We'll have to look into what this person used. But the EL is covered up with white, as is the EI at the beginning, replaced with a black. It became a black lettering, TU, and then just the smallest SMOL, little 8 before the 9 in black, to be an Alex Tuck jersey. Yes, Pete, that is now an Alex Tuck jersey, and that is my favorite. That's my favorite tape job jersey ever.
That may be the funniest jersey that I've seen this season.
It's the off-centerness of it. It's the different colors. but like, work was put into this. Like, more work was put into this than like the fucking painter's tape shit. This was this person thought, what's the most roundabout way? It's like my acrostics that I like. When someone does an acrostic and just ignores the fucking letters, and they're like, this is the sentence I am saying. Get out of my way, letters. I'm putting them wherever I want. That's what this jersey is.
It's incredible.
Very, very good. Sean, go Sabres.
Go Sabres. I love it.
I mean, no, I'm still rooting for you guys, but I'm also just rooting for this series. This is my favorite series of the playoffs so far.
Ooh. I wouldn't go that far. We've got some really good series going on.
I mean, game one is unforgettable. Alex Lyon's presence has been wonderful. Now there's the will they, won't they of Victor Arvidsson.
What
more could I want?
This series has delivered, and maybe you think you could argue over-delivered, but it is not the best series going.
I mean, the best series is probably the Lightning and the Canadiens.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of candidates. I mean, the Wild,
Avs, Kings erasure.
Apologies. The Wild and Stars has been really good. I think that we're starting to get more storylines of series that have been extended, such as the Penguins and the Flyers. But like, this has been a real fucking treat this series, and we get at least one more game of it. Now, let's see, did we have any other? Oh, no, we're also going to hit Young Gritty made a rooting / behavior guide in the style of the Utah Mammoth / the Utah Mammoth fan who made that thing. It says Peter Blackburn.
Yeah, what the hell? You got to stop this.
This guy knows his stuff. Playoff behavior guide. It says save it, use it, leave him alone. And you've got Pete with the Jack Eichel jersey that says fuck Boston. And, of course, our friend Patrick Paz. I love that Young Gritty works Patrick Paz into so many things. Don't send LMAO or dude, fuck the Bruins. Bruins losing? Don't cheer community heroes. Don't cheer American authors. Leave Pete alone. Don't offer hugs or apology. Don't offer an arm around the shoulder. Don't piss in his face. In case of needing energy or momentum, I lost for a second. In case of needing energy or momentum, threaten the front office on Twitter. In case of a big save, in case of a big save, remind people that Swayman should hit teammates with a hammer. 19-year-old player gets his hair pulled. Fuck them, kids. This is where, as I was reading this, I had a real simmering laugh, and it boiled over as it got to the let's say the bottom quarter of this, which is national anthem, hand on heart. Sing loud and proud. No bullshit.
Sing loud and proud unless the mic cuts out. Then you're frauds.
No bullshit. Let's keep it clean. Let's back the blue. Be part of the experience. Leave your seats early. Chirp ownership after the game. Get home before the 3 stars presentation.
That's right.
Young Gritty's best work, maybe.
I really do think best work. I'm going to start calling the Canadian national anthem at Sabres games a false flag.
All right.
You're not in Canada, and that shit was staged.
Say, since when do states have their own anthem?
I'm
Pete's a big.
I'm not doing that.
I appreciate that you won't even play into the bit.
Shut up, Sean. Sean's just trying to deflect that he's the one canceled in today's show.
Yes.
Actually, no, that was DJ. Very homophobic.
Oh, yeah.
No. Very. It's okay. I was bullied in middle school.
Soft launching a reclamation project.
Yes. We've spent about 45 minutes on the Boston Bruins. Who is more back, the Bruins or the Edmonton Oilers?
I would like for you to state your case for the Oilers.
I think they stated it last night. I think they said, you can keep injuring us. We're only going to get stronger. Leon Draisaitl, injured, 2 goals. Connor McDavid, injured, 2 assists. Evan Bouchard, not injured, but he's always playing through being Evan Bouchard. Fucking walking the blue line, and man, Evan Bouchard doing shit at the blue line, and by at the blue line, I mean like smack dab on the blue line, is some of the most pornographic hockey I can watch. He is so fucking filthy. They scored on the power play. I think that Ingram was really good.
Mm-hmm.
They went bell to ass in the first period, and I was worried that, okay, great, they're up 3-0 in the first period.
Just getting it all out.
Yeah, they're getting it all out, and no, not in one game, one period. And then the Ducks will come back. But as that game was going on, I mean, they chased Dostal early, which I meant to check. It's possible, I could be wrong, of the 3 goalies who have started in this series, I think it's possible that Dostal might have the worst numbers. I could be wrong, but Jari didn't have horrible numbers the other night. Ingram hasn't been great, but neither has Dostal. Number crunch that.
I'll do a number crunch.
Yeah, but they chased Dostal like a lot of. I think this was a dominant win, even though third period there's like a few minutes left in the game. I look up, Oilers have 19 shots on goal. I was like, didn't they have 12 shots on goal in the first 4 minutes of the game? So they were very content to say, we're playing defense. And they defended well. They switched up the pairings. May have found something there. That's a very Knoblauchian thing where you do the kind of last ditch, fuck it, we're changing up the pairings. We're putting Philip Broberg, who doesn't play hockey, on our second or top pair to make him a really important defenseman against the Dallas Stars. And Yup, okay, this works. We don't lose another game. That was a little Knoblauchian last night.
If you want to go by save percentage as the end all be all, Lukas Dostal has the worst numbers in the series.
Not surprising.
As well as with goals allowed average. I was looking for expected goals, but
yeah, I could see. I mean, because he allowed 3 in a short amount of time. Did you agree with getting him out of there?
Yeah,
That was like, holy shit, someone's going to die.
Yeah.
Because they did come out so just flying. They're playing McDavid and Draisaitl together, going nuclear option. But Dickinson looked awesome. Welcome back, McJesus. Lot to like. Frederick scratched. Makes me feel bad for him. But they got a result last night.
It's not the time of year
now.
to care about people's feelings.
Yes. I don't know who's more back because I think that we have all decided the Oilers are too hurt to do anything. But I've also thought if you're hurt, you should still be able to win more than 1 game against the Anaheim Ducks. They've now won 2 games against the Anaheim Ducks. They go back to Anaheim, should be tough. Don't give them a million power plays and you've got a chance and then you drag them back. Who do you think's more back?
Yeah, I mean, logically speaking, I think that the Oilers should be considered more back because I think that the talent discrepancy between those two teams is smaller than it is in Bruins Sabres. However, logic also points to the fact that the Bruins are a streakier team than the Oilers are, which I think lends to them potentially being more back. Like,
could be the start of a streak.
The Bruins are streaky, but the Oilers are inconsistent. They have not won. They've won 3 games in a row once this season. So I'd be willing to guarantee that the Bruins have won 3 games in a row, quite a bit more than that over the course of this season.
Did they only win once in the season? I know they didn't start doing it until late in the season. I think they may have gotten a second.
I thought that I saw they only did it once this season.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, like they
had a 5-game win streak late in the season, and then they had the 3-gamer in January that took forever to get to. So
twice.
They had 2 real winning streaks, and 3 games isn't even a real fucking winning streak. So your point stands.
Yeah, so I think that the Bruins might be in a better position to be back, but I think that the Oilers are more capable of being back, if that makes sense.
I think, Sean, do you have thoughts on this?
Well, I was going to ask what you meant by being back. Like, are you asking who do I think has a better chance of winning their respective series, or who had like a bigger bigger difference from where I thought they were prior to Game 5 to after Game 5? Because I think like I have a lot. Maybe the answer for me is the Oilers for both of those, I guess. But like, if Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are scoring 2 points a night, like if they look like the actual players, then I think the Oilers are going to win that series, even if they're down. And I don't necessarily know. Like, I think it's more of a coin flip with Boston and Buffalo.
Can I say something, though? And this is nitpicky. I think the McDavid injury, the thing that we're not paying attention to there, and that he played a lot with Draisaitl last night, but I think that a big way that McDavid's injury affects the Oilers and them being what they should hope to be this postseason is they're not playing Savoy with McDavid, and I think that's because they think Savoy is awesome when McDavid is flying up and down the ice and doing the McDavid thing, and he's like the perfect wing to play on the other side of Zach Hyman because Savoy's a smart, young player who obviously isn't going to throw his body around the way that Zach Hyman is, and it just ends up being a kind of perfect line. Savoy's also very defensively responsible. I think that if McDavid is laboring a bit, you're not going to get as much out of Savoy. So that's there's just a trickle-down effect that I think McDavid being hurt hurts them beyond McDavid's not just going to be able to get the puck in the neutral zone, go down the other end of the ice and score a goal.
Yeah, I think that's very fair.
So like there's a trickle-down effect there that I'm worried about. I do think, Sean, if you're asking, like, based on what they've been to what they were last night, they went back to Ingram. Ingram, first few minutes of the game, Troy Terry missed an open net on a rebound where Ingram was very out of position. He also kind of followed somebody almost all the way around the net. First few minutes of the game, this was when it was 1-0. I tweeted like, Ingram looks bad, ! Like I was worried about Ingram. it ends up not really mattering because Oilers get a big lead. And Ingram got better as that game went along. But if Troy Terry scores there, maybe there's your classic, okay, both teams to lead once again. This is the first time this series that both teams didn't lead in the game. So Ingram got into a flow. I thought he was really good as the game went on. I thought that Ville Husso was awesome for the Ducks once he got in there for Dostal. But yes, what you'd seen to what we saw, I think you would call the Oilers more back. The reason, or another piece of evidence I'd like to submit, and I don't know the answer, is who they're playing and how their opponent played last night. Because if I were watching the Buffalo Sabres as the Bruins, I don't think I would have much. We're in their kitchen. We're getting to them. The only thing I could do that with is our goaltender is really stymieing them. Yeah. I think, tell me how you feel about this. I was watching a little bit of maybe Ducks. Maybe it's just a one-game thing, but they looked like they were kind of losing their cool.
I saw Chris Kreider take a fucking run at Leon Draisaitl and absolutely plaster him in the numbers. And I was like, that guy is pissed, and that guy is kind of losing his head. Luckily for Kreider, he did not get penalized for that, which I have no clue how that happened. But yeah, I mean, I do not think that the Sabres are becoming unraveled whatsoever. And there's certainly more of that in Anaheim's corner.
And I mean, the Sabres have the hey, you haven't been there. How are you going to handle being up in this series? Apply it to the Ducks as well. It's not 15 years, but a lot of guys there. I mean, Leo Carlson, Beckett Seneca, obviously, who's a rookie, Cutter Gauthier. These are all guys who haven't been there before. Their best players haven't been in this position before.
Same thing for the Sabres, though.
What I'm saying is, we say that about the Sabres, but apply it to the Ducks.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And the Sabres are better. Like the Oilers Ducks matchup is a 2-3 matchup. This is and I get that that's it ultimately might not actually matter all that much, but at least on paper, the matchup between the Ducks and Oilers should be way closer than the Sabres and Bruins are. So I think if everyone's starting to play the way that they're supposed to play, that leans more in the Oilers' favor as far as being back than the Bruins, I would say.
And let's see, are both teams going home? Yeah, both teams are going home to try to extend the series. No, I'm sorry. The Bruins are going home. Oilers are in Anaheim. So, I mean, I said 3-1 for both these teams when we said who's more cooked. My thing was neither team is cooked. But
I would argue, though, that it is bad for both teams. It's bad that the Oilers are going on the road, and it is bad for the Bruins that they're going home.
Yeah. I still the Oilers look more back based on last night, but there's more reason for me to believe that the Oilers won't get out of the series just because of the injury thing. Again, I wrote that in my notes last night during the game. As they're smoking them, this could be a last gasp. This could be maybe they have nothing left after this game. But we said this morning, and we agreed that the Oilers seem to be too injured. One game shouldn't change that. In fact, one game makes them more injured because they played more hockey. And there were some moments, I forget, was it someone tried to kill Wallman, and Wallman looked like he was in pain. Connor Murphy blocked a shot. He got it, and I'm like, yeah, all these guys are just going to get hurt. I don't know if you saw after the game. Yeah, we'll show the Anson Carter thing, but in the post game, Liam asked Connor McDavid, "Hey, what chance was there? How close were you to not playing in this game because he was a game time decision?" And he said, "Not close at all. I was always going to play in this game. We've got so many guys in there who are."
It was never an option.
Yeah, he said it was never an option, and he said something to the effect of, "We got so many guys in there who are."
I have the quote right here if you want it.
Yep, give it to me.
It's never close. It was Connor McDavid on how close he was to not playing in Game 5 against the Ducks. Never close. We got a lot of guys in there that are digging in and giving everything they got. No, it was never an option.
Okay, stop it there. He said we've got a lot of guys in there who are, digging in, and he caught himself. He was going to say,
who are also hurt.
If you think being hurt means you don't play in this series, we would not have a roster right now. Mm-hmm. It was very, we've got a lot of guys in there who are extremely into doing everything they can to get through this. But let's get into other elements of that post game on TNT, because for the second time this series, we got Anson Carter asking a question this way.
Got to go win a big one on Thursday.
McJesus, it's ace. We were salivating when we saw that you were lining up with Draisaitl to start this hockey game.
Okay, if you do not know, that is the great Anson Carter, Boston Bruins legend. And he asks his questions with blank ace here. Blank, it's ace. And everybody, and I mean everybody, fucking loves that. It is one of the best things about hockey. Ace here. I believe Christian Jastrzemski did a top cheese. It's ace. There's a lot of it's ace memes, and that's great. Connor McDavid is called McJesus, which if you watch our show is confusing because there's already a name that sounds like that for a player, and that's Jason Dickinson, who is Dick Jesus. But before that, some people have been calling Connor McDavid McJesus because he's great. Calling him McJesus to his face, I think, is really fucking weird. And not to mention, he's uncomfortable with any of like the fawning thing, which like watch, we have Biz just saying like, oh my God, like it's Connor McDavid. Watch Connor McDavid's face this whole time.
Now, Connor McDavid, congratulations on the win. Yes, already regretting the decision to agree to come on with us.
Got excited.
I'm glad we got that, got into it right away. I just want to know.
He doesn't like it.
He doesn't
He did
want
not.
to be
That's the
around
most
anymore.
comfortable I've ever seen him look in my life.
Still
He's
shaking
smiling.
his head at what's being said. Yeah, I mean, it's awkward. And
I don't think I that's not the read I got. I don't think guys get awkward with Biz. I think they embrace the Biz experience. However,
I mean, he's
that
laughing
comes.
it off, and I'm not yelling at Biz, and I'm not yelling at Ace. I think the McJesus thing, though, is just extra weird to call him to his face. And like he's a big boy, he can handle it or whatever, but it seems very uncomfortable calling somebody Jesus to their face when they are not at all the like I'm the fucking man kind of player. Like how many players in the league could you say something like that to without being like that probably made him so uncomfortable?
Yeah, but also like if it's gonna happen, I'm glad that it's happening from the TNT side and not the ESPN side, where PK Subban is making guys uncomfortable and then 1 second later making it about him instead of the person that he's interviewing.
Yeah, fair.
That is that's kind of my take on it. Also, I think that ESPN got studio mogged last night because
They got Carberry.
because no, they got
ESPN got Carberry, who is good, and then TNT said, "Bam, Bruce Cassidy."
TNT butch-maxed last night, and Bruce Cassidy was awesome on the desk. So I love tapping into I guess Carberry's employed.
You know
but
something we
out
don't
of
know?
work.
Yeah.
I like tapping into the coaches on vacation and sending them to the desk.
Do you notice only person on the set that didn't ask McDavid a question there, Bruce Cassidy? They'll talk in a few days.
Yeah, I was gonna
That's
say.
right.
We'll have those meetings at Rogers Place.
They'll talk. He's like, "Hey Connor, I know we talked about this earlier today, but," asks his question. Bruce Cassidy really good on there. Bruce Cassidy, a hell of a quote, just a great person to talk to. Very, very thoughtful and very open and honest. I think that
Friend of the show.
What's that? Friend of the show.
Friend of the show, Bruce Cassidy.
I did think about that. I was like, the last couple of days, I'm like, next year I might know the Oilers coach. Like, Chris Knobloch hopefully does not know who we are.
Next year you might have known the Oilers coach because I don't think you get to know that guy anymore.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe, but I don't know. They probably not. They'll I won't want them talking to us. Please win a cup so I don't have to see Instagram videos and likes and all of that and meltdown over it. Ducks, though, I would say had a little more letting go of the rope or losing their cool than the Sabres, although you could argue that with the Ducks every game if they didn't come back.
True. Yeah, right.
Like they allow the first goal and look like they're going to get run over every game. Last night was just the first time that they weren't able to do it.
Yeah, the narrative is just determined by the final score.
Yes.
We do need to talk about, though, the Ducks Wag Jackets.
Yeah, we haven't talked about Wag Jackets accidentally. Just we've had too many things going on. I saw some people in the chat saying, you know what, like Wag Jacket talk can kind of stink or whatever. We've talked about them in the past, and we really had fun with the fashion of it all. I would say that my overarching thing from this year's batch is
Team colors.
Try to keep it to the team colors. Like, you don't have to. You don't, like, I want to see... I'm a blank slate. I like show the Nicolas Cage audition thing. I have an expectation for what I think a cool Wag jacket for, say, the Lightning would be. Show me something that blows my mind, though, and I'll say,
But if every fucking Wag jacket is burgundy,
they're all burgundy now.
Like,
they're all burgundy.
Yeah.
So a lot of them I don't love this year. I think this has been one of the lower crops, but the worst one, I think we all have to agree, is the Anaheim Ducks. Sean? That's the Anaheim Ducks Wag jacket, which if you don't know what Wag is, it is wives and girlfriends. So the partners of the players wear these jackets to the games, and it's like a fun little teamwork makes the dream work thing. That's posted by the way, Dostal for Vezina.
Nope.
Not this year. Oh no.
Not this time.
That's it. Not this time.
I will say I like the concept of Wag jackets being flannels.
I was going to
that
say,
is
are
a
we still
cool-
calling these jackets?
That is a cool starting point. Unfortunately, I think that they did spend 95% of the process on coming up with a starting point and then the remaining 5% on the execution. Because what the fuck is that? What is that?
Also, we're going to point out the fact that they don't wear those colors. Like, that's not even their logo.
Correct.
I can at least do... Yeah, I hear you there, because like if the Sabres did black and red, you'd be like, not quite.
Well, Sabres did do black. They did do black jackets. They did do black leather jackets, but it's black and blue, which
is a
takes a
Backstreet
certain
Boys
amount
album.
of skill, certain amount of skill to pull off design wise. But this isn't about the Sabres Wag jackets.
It's about the shape of my heart.
I don't know what's going on here. This looks like poorly, like
It looks
poorly
like bad
thrown
upcycling.
Yeah, poorly thrown together. Just slapping a couple patches, gigantic patches on a flannel and calling it a day.
It looks like something you would do for like homecoming. Like it looks very high school, like very high school. Yeah, just not very well done. And the Ducks have been in a playoff spot for a while, because I know like the Bruins ones are very bad, and I know
To
there
be
were
fair,
some Wags being like, we didn't have time.
To be fair, they were in a playoff spot for a while, and then over the last couple of weeks, there was maybe some, oh shit, maybe we shouldn't be making Wag jackets because they were falling off. The most egregious part of this whole thing, and DJ, I know you are going to pull your hair out.
Oh yeah, very bad.
On the sleeves, it says 26 playoffs, and the apostrophe is at the end of the 26, not at the beginning. Folks, that's not how that works.
It's 26 feet.
Do I do it or do I?
26
Yes.
feet playoffs.
Yeah, like if you don't know how to use an apostrophe, don't use an apostrophe. That is like you can always write it off as a stylistic choice if you choose to not use an apostrophe. So just don't use an apostrophe. What do they think? And they're obviously not thinking about it. You weren't thinking. That's what you're. What do they think? What work do they think the apostrophe is doing when they do 26 apostrophe? Does
Stay in
anything
school.
do they know
I
that it's a
don't think
year? And do they
they
know
are
that something
thinking
comes
anything.
before? Yeah, like that's the thing. Like they're just not thinking. You weren't thinking.
I think that it's just like I've seen this formatted before.
There's
I know
supposed
there's
to be an
apostrophe
apostrophe,
in the mix here. Let's take a guess and throw it at the end. Whoops. That's bad.
Someone in the chat says, literally my biggest pet peeve is incorrect apostrophes. Get over it.
Have you met DJB?
That's
Get
not a
over
big
it.
deal, okay? Oh, sorry,
Only losers
grammar
can-
the worst part is when people are like, oh, he's really into grammar. I'm like, I'm just into doing the right thing if you can.
Yeah. These stink. These stink so bad. Sorry,
I
there's no
appreciate
other.
that
There's
it,
no
like,
other take.
First off, should have called up Hammer. Let Violent Gentleman take care of this.
Yeah.
Secondly, like I can appreciate the fact that they're trying to lean into like that Orange County, Southern California grunge vibe. So like I think you said it. I appreciate maybe the mission, what they were trying to do, and execute.
Good concept, just the worst execution possible.
Yeah, I do agree with you though. Like, why does it got to be a leather jacket? Why does it got to be a why does it got to be like a why can't I think like a canvas jacket or whatever?
I think for a while we saw some fleeces hit the mix. I like, you're allowed to go a million different places. I dislike that a lot of the WAG jackets this year seem to be very trendy and very like kind of cut from the same cloth, so to speak.
I hate that more than one person thought I was serious when I said get over the apostrophe thing. I too am.
We know.
I had a moment to no. That's what I'm saying. The chat did not. The two members. There's multiple people who were like, "That's an L take." They
that is
get
a
it right.
skill issue.
Okay,
it's got to be new people.
I didn't have a. I tried to earn good karma at the gym yesterday. Okay, was lifting, and I saw someone in the locker room. Feel like you're not supposed to talk about what you saw in locker rooms, but I saw someone in the locker room.
Definitely not supposed to document it. I think you can maybe speak about it.
Wearing a shirt that misattributed a fake quote from the Costco CEO, owner, whatever. It was a picture of the hot dog. On the back, it said, quote, "If you change the price of that hot dog, I'll fucking kill you."
I have that shirt.
You do?
Yeah.
That's not a real quote.
I don't care.
So I was going to do that person a favor and say, hey, heads up, that's just the thing the internet made up. That's not a real quote. But I thought, I'm going to let this person, ignorance is bliss. Maybe he's going to say, fuck, I have a tattoo of this.
Wait a second. Where did you? I just looked it up. Snopes.com fact check. Did the Costco founder say, "I will kill you" to the CEO who wanted to raise hot dog prices? True.
True. I'm joking.
You would have looked like a real asshole there.
What if he was like, "Oh, I have a Snopes article. Oh yeah, people did."
He has
think
that shit
for a
bookmarked.
While. What's that?
He's like, not the first time I've heard this one. I got this article bookmarked that says, it did in fact say that.
All right. Well, if he were wearing something with the John Lennon quote about the teacher asked what I wanted to be, and I said happy, and the teacher said, "You don't understand the assignment." What?
Want to hear the most egregious fucking news article and piece of clickbait I will ever read on the show? This is disgusting behavior. From today, like the Today Show, today.com. Costco quietly makes change to famous $1.50 hot dog combo. Uh-oh, you're thinking, right? What?
Is it going to be like they changed to Coca-Cola?
You're messing with perfection? No. You can order a water with it instead of a soda now. Go to prison. Go to prison for writing about that.
Go to jail instantly. Also, you could it's a self-serve fountain drink. You could always get water.
Right.
Those things water was always on the table.
Today's show is canceled.
Chat, very incorrect saying DJ would hate my One Direction Nirvana shirt or whatever. I was wearing the Michael Jackson Prince shirt years before anybody else.
You were. Yes.
I'm very big into the
ironically being
band's name and picture of somebody else. That is great behavior.
I mean, if you want to be like do the wrong thing ironically, then that's can often be funny.
Yeah. But let the record reflect that thing about I told the teacher they didn't understand life. People have fucking tattoos of that, and it's just a made up thing. Makes me crazy. Also making me crazy is that the Minnesota Wild have taken a 3-2 series lead, and the Dallas Stars once again are on the ropes. Is it making me crazy? No, I'm fine about it. But Dallas Stars on the precipice, on the brink of elimination, going back to Minnesota.
How close are we to Dallas Stars existential questions? Like,
no, I can't do it. I think that their group is too good, and it sucks. Like you keep doing the same thing.
That's why you have the existential questions, though.
But like
their group is too good, and what have they accomplished?
Because only one team wins a year, and losing in the first round would be rough, but I would be really afraid to blow that up. I think there has been this like Robertson thing lingering over them of like, when did they pull the trigger there? If anything, I would maybe explore the goalie market because I think that the Ottinger thing might be in people's heads. He was bad again last night, man.
I mean, the goal that he gave up to McCarron was very bad, very indecisive. Sean, do we have that? This was like, I think that some of the Jake Ottinger criticisms are a bit overblown. I mean, this is a team that has scored 3 goals at 5-on-5 in this series through 5 games. That ain't good. But when I saw this from Jake Ottinger last night, I was like, God damn, this guy's not right.
Trenyon gets it deep. McCarron skates onto the puck. McCarron tucks it.
That is such a bad goal to give up. And I'm not even going to make it about McCarron because McCarron's been good. But God, make a decision.
That was so bad.
Missed the poke check, open up the 5-hole.
Jesus. Really bad stuff. And I'll also say, Matt Boldy, as Pete predicted, scored not once but 1.5 times last night. They wiped his first goal off the board for goaltender interference, which I think, fine, whatever.
It was the right call.
Yeah, I think it was the right call. He picked a spot. It was like a good shot. Needed a save on that goal. You still get beat short side there.
I mean, we've done a lot of Ottinger talk, and we've done a lot of like he loses the goaltending matchup more than he should. He's absolutely losing the goaltender matchup here, but I don't want to hold that too much against him because I don't know if anybody be winning the goaltender matchup versus Jesper Wallstedt right now. Yeah. He is incredible. I believe his save percentage at 5-on-5 is like 974, and he's got 7.5 goals saved above average through 5 games. He has been a fucking stud. Both Matt Boldy and Wallstedt are the 2 biggest studs for Minnesota in the series. They got Zuccarello back, and that kind of unlocked Kirill Kaprizov. Like, Wild look really good right now, and Dallas just isn't scoring at 5-on-5. They're power play merchants, and I'm starting to be worried.
In defense of Jake Ottinger, Jesper Wallstedt didn't know that Jason Robertson scored for about 5.5 minutes. Did you see the goal he scored with an empty net?
I did not know.
It was behind him, and he was like, where are we at? What's the fucking light on? These guys are being weird. Like, he allowed a goal without knowing it.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas has got to get going. And, I mean, Jamie Benn is making me very sad, man. Jamie Benn looks like a shell of what I thought Jamie Benn was, which was already a shell of what I thought Jamie Benn was. He's got more. I think he got 0 points in the series. I think he's got like 8 penalty minutes. He took a fucking horrible shot at Ryan Hartman yesterday. He's a -5. Like, Jamie Benn is kind of a liability.
Yeah, I would say for a year and a half now.
Well, he was a liability in the sense that, like, if you threw him out there, he might do something good for you, but he also might take the worst, stupidest penalty that you've ever seen in your life. I mean, that's
been his career, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's now you throw him out here. I don't think you're thinking that you're getting much of anything good.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying for like a year and a half, I don't think when he hops over the boards, anything good is likely to happen. I will say, Sean, Sabres power play might be getting some help.
Right. Yeah.
Because I'm seeing a lot of justice for Pete DeBoer, Pete DeBoer redemption. I didn't think any of us were ever going to think different from that. Stars could, like, short of the Stars winning the cup, you'd always have questions of, like, they fired a really good coach, right? You had to do it. He fired himself, but
yeah, I feel like the Pete DeBoer thing has just been like so far gone from my mind. One, because Gulletson has been a good coach, and like number 2, everybody was in agreement that DeBoer needed to go. Like,
they had no, but I'm saying, like, people are like, well, you lost a really good coach there. Yeah, that's always been the case. Peter DeBoer is a good coach. Got himself fired, but maybe Glenn Mania ends early. It all depends on what he says. I'm kidding. I'm always kidding with this, but it all depends on what he says if and when the Dallas Stars are eliminated. Do you think the Stars are cooked?
No.
No way, Jose.
I have too much respect for the Stars and what they're capable of. I'm pretty disappointed that it has gone this long without seeing them truly at like what they're capable of. Credit to Minnesota for being really good. Credit to Wallstedt for being the Great Wall of St. Paul. But damn, this has got to go 7. This has to go 7 because we've all expected it to go 7. We've all credited both teams with being great. It's time for Dallas to show up and really kind of like put it all on the table.
Mikko Rantanen has 4 goals this series. I'm sorry. Kasperi Kapanen has 4 goals this series. Mikko Rantanen has 1 goal this series.
Yeah. He got 5 assists.
Yeah, he's got 6 points.
Yeah. I mean,
Technically speaking, Kasperi Kapanen has no points in this series.
In this round, I'm sorry. Misspoke. Yeah. But need more out of Rantanen, I would say. Needs to find the back of the net, as it were. I think the Stars can still come back in the series. I think that if you've been on the fence about betting the Stars to do anything, if they're your cup prediction, now's the time to throw something on them. You're going to have the best odds. They're on the brink of elimination. Absolutely can come back in this series, but
Minnesota's going to be crazy.
It's going to be bonkers.
Crazy. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing, like, Dallas can't let Minnesota get the first goal.
Tomorrow is going to be such a good night of hockey. But what will tonight be for hockey? We'll do the slate in just a minute. First, Flyers have their 3rd crack at closing out the Penguins tonight. The team has really been leaning into these orange T-shirts they've been doing. Like for Game 4, they put them on the seats. You've been to games. Game 4, they had the Puck Everybody shirts. And that's the giveaway, and then everyone wears orange, and that's great. As the Flyers have started to lose games and let the Penguins back into the series. They were up 3-0. Now it's 3-2. Flyers fans are now photoshopping their shirts, and they are increasingly, let's say, worrisome. This one says, please, just please fucking win. And then win or we jump off the Delaware Memorial Bridge. And they all have the little ignite the orange underneath on it. Great behavior. We're getting everything from this Flyers Penguin series. I thought it was going 6 when they were up 3-0. I respect to Penguins fans. I hope it goes 6.
Why?
Because I don't want the Flyers to actually lose. I am rooting for the Flyers in this series.
It would be very sad if the Flyers lost, but I think that we are seeing that the Flyers operate with at their best with no expectations. As soon as they hit 3 wins in the series and had an opportunity to move on, they look like they shit their pants. And maybe part of that is Pittsburgh coming alive, but I just think that Philly kind of lost all of its mojo once there was actually expectations in their corner.
Yes, yeah.
And you're very much seeing an old, more experienced team look more prepared for the gravity of that moment than the young team that's like, oh shit, we have escaped playing with house money to, okay, we can actually wrap this up and move on and put together a run.
I mean, either team winning this series is funny. And I don't know if going in that was the case. Now, either team winning the series is funny. Like, even once the Flyers got up 2-0, like, this is going to fucking rock. These guys get to the second round with the season that they had. Amazing. Penguins now have this completely unexpected season. They're a 2 seed, fall behind 3-0, come back, and even to force a Game 7. I'm having a
They're a 2 seed, but they're really a 7
if
seed.
they force a Game 7. Yeah. Let's get to the slate. We have 3 games tonight. The Canadiens and the Lightning. That's right. It's a Habs game day. Game 5, series tied at 2-2, 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. You can catch it. You got Game 6 of the Penguins and Flyers. What a series it's been. Flyers looking to close out the Penguins for the 3rd straight attempt. 7:30 p.m. Eastern, United States and Canada. That one will be on TNT. Also on TNT, Game 5 of Utah and Vegas. The series is tied at 2 games apiece. This will be played in Vegas. And what a Game 4 they had. It's always an A. It's always an A in the postseason, but we are getting fed very well tonight, leading up to maybe the finest meal you could have, which is tomorrow. We have a great week as these series get deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's real good.
What do we want to hit for sports interaction from these 3 games? Give me something, and I will get in my notes, and I will look it up, and it'll be brought to you by Sports Interaction Sportsbook and Casino. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction. Bet the action on every period, every shift, every shot with Canada's homegrown sportsbook. Sports Interaction, Ontario only, 18+. Please play responsibly.
You know what might be a fun one? A JJ Paterka anytime goal, because JJ Paterka
Famously
got his ass fucking benched last game. A game that almost went 80 minutes. He played 10 of them because he had a horrible first period giveaway and then got his ass stapled to the bench. I think this is a good opportunity for JJ Paterka to bounce back.
That is that's plus 475, a JJ Paterka goal.
Wow.
I mean,
that guy's been that bad?
the
answer is yes.
Cash
the answer
in,
is yes.
Cash in on his stocks never being lower. There you go.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a fun one.
That one's saved for when anyone's in misery.
I like that.
Which I loaded that and many others.
With this one?
Yep. Like I'm thinking someone's pissed and ranting about their team, and I hit one of these. And then when they're done with their rant.
Sean, how worried are you?
Not at all.
Sounds like you're in misery, buddy. This is my favorite one. This is my favorite one. Wait.
What the fuck is
It's the oh yeah right before, because there's so many oh yeahs in that song. It's the oh yeah right before the chorus, where it's like the end of and I'll set you free. So you hear like E with these big harmonies and then like a oh yeah.
I mean, the Maroon 5 lore that's going on behind the scenes has been incredible.
Deep.
But we have really yet to explain it in front of a microphone. We're going to do that on Patreon at some point. So there's got to be a lot of confusion as to why all of a sudden we are so deeply into the Maroon 5 experience.
Cash Patel's a hockey guy.
That's right. There you go. So stay tuned to Patreon, patreon.com/whatchaos. We'll explain what's going on with Maroon 5, but it has been a whole lot of fun.
Yes, and JJ Paterka can get you saying at plus 475 on Sports Interaction, Sportsbook and Casino. Every game is your game, and you bet with Sports Interaction from puck drop to overtime. Bet with live odds on every play with easy deposits and payouts. Go to sportsinteraction.com/whatchaos to open an account. Ontario only 18+. Please play responsibly.
And if that one doesn't hit, you can always say... This is so good.
DJ, you shouldn't do a Maroon 5 Eras tour.
You should.
I mean,
shouldn't? Is that a classic case of
like, yeah, you shouldn't do this.
Reverse psychology?
Yeah. I might. You know what else I've been singing? I've been doing a lot of that part.
Which part?
That part.
Okay.
Beggars
can't be choosers, bitch. This ain't Chipotle.
I don't know what that is.
Oh,
that
Schoolboy
part by
Q.
Schoolboy Q and Kanye West.
Yeah,
song fucking rips.
Me no conversate with the fake. That part. I've been singing.
I say that part all the time.
Yeah, I think that part made its way. That part not quite as much as If You Know You Know. Like If You Know You Know somehow got into the hands of white women very quickly. And
IYKYK.
Yeah, IYKYK. That part I think more was like universally adopted by everyone. Yeah.
I don't know. To be honest, I haven't really thought about it.
I feel like no one was saying after Misery came out, and that's on us.
I mean, when Misery came out, I think people were already on the down slope for Maroon 5 and that whole experience.
And that's where they just might be wrong. We're gonna do.
I mean, I think that we can correct the record on Maroon 5.
There is
but I don't want to be like in on the current state of Maroon 5
definitely not.
And Adam Levine.
We'll talk
I didn't even
about
know
it.
there was a current state of Maroon 5 and Adam Levine. Like I
It's just
genuinely
Adam
hadn't
Levine.
thought about them for like. I haven't thought about them since Adam Levine's DMs got leaked.
We'll talk
We
about.
talked- we
we
talked about that this
before
morning.
the show.
It's quite possibly the most embarrassing simping I've ever
I
seen.
was blasting Maroon 5 around the apartment and playing Maroon 5 songs on my guitar. And Julia was like, wasn't Adam Levine like the most embarrassing cheater ever? And I was like,
I don't know, brother.
I forgot about it. I completely
will
forgot about
take
it.
your Adam Levine and raise you Jeff Bezos.
Yeah,
when
but
he
nobody
was
expects any if I see Jeff Bezos' sex, that's kind of what I'm expecting.
Fair.
Adam Levine has this manufactured aura of being like a sex god, and like he threw away something beautiful to be this pop star and like kind of D-bag persona. And it's just all very unpalatable for me. Also, he has a new face, and that face sucks.
Okay.
And
The
a new
face
tattoo.
does suck.
The tattoo on his neck is terrible.
Okay, here's what I want to address. And chat said this as well. It's all been downhill, said chat, since Songs About Jane. And I agree it's been downhill, but there has been something that has been said about this band that I have loudly perpetuated incorrectly. Shout out the Costco CEO thing possibly being fake. That Maroon 5 made Songs About Jane, which came out when I was in high school, great album, and it was this really thoughtful, creative, well-written pop rock album, and then they said, we're big now, let's start cashing some checks. Benny Blanco, Shellback, you guys like make us some hits like Moves Like Jagger, and we'll do shit like that. What?
Moves Like Jagger sucks ass. This is one of the worst
Forgot
songs
about
of all
that.
time.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So why were you making a face then?
But it was a hit.
Yeah, I guess like make
I'm
a
saying,
hit
like,
I guess it was a hit.
Oh
but
yeah. Like they have a lot of like disposable cheap hits over the years. Where we are incorrect in saying that is that after they were done with Songs About Jane, they like stopped making the quality stuff that you would hear on Songs About Jane, and it's just not true. As I've gotten on this Maroon 5 kick, it won't be soon before long. Had a lot of songs, like all the songs were still written by Adam Levine and Jesse Carmichael, who made those. Like Makes Me Wonder.
Makes Me Wonder is incredible.
Wake Up Call. Like
Wake Up Call bangs.
Wake Up Call would fit on Songs About Jane absolutely perfectly. And even their third album, Hands All Over, which is where they start to sprinkle in more of the like, what kind of bullshit is this?
That's
Misery's on
Misery,
that.
yeah.
And Misery is a fucking great song. And I believe Misery is like those same guys. I think.
I mean, I don't know.
So they started sprinkling in bad stuff over the years, and then eventually it got to the Girls Like You, like those like horrible Payphone, like just terrible songs.
Was it Cardi B? Which
That was we were listening to.
what was that on?
We were listening to Girls Like You.
Oh, Cardi B has the worst verse in music history on that.
Really, the worst guest verse maybe ever.
It's terrible.
It's like, my name's Cardi, you are Adam, I'm doing the song with you, Maroon 5, because you play guitar. Let's get it though. Like, that's how that verse goes.
And it ends with like the verse is so all over the place, and then it ends with like, I play with my kitty like you play with your guitar. And it's just like at the end of the verse, it's just, and also I masturbate a lot. That's how Cardi ended her verse.
Let's look at
The weirdest verse of all time.
I promise you there will be a more Maroon 5 driven and musically driven Patreon episode this week. So we're kind of leaking some of what we'll do, but I just do want to quickly run down the
Chat is arguing.
I gotta
that
say,
payphone
I gotta
slaps.
say, I think Maroon 5's like window of being respectable is a little larger than you're giving them credit for.
Oh, I'm saying that people say that the window begins and ends at Songs
Yeah.
About Jane, which is something that I think a lot of people feel, and I'm saying that's incorrect.
Yeah, so a DJ is giving them more credit than the general public tends to give them.
I mean, I've seen
I think
stuff.
Chat's wanting you to give them even more credit.
Well, sorry. I'm not going to fucking lie and say that Payphone is on par with like Through With You or Not Coming Home. I'm just not going to do it. Those are better songs.
What album even was Payphone? I was a child. I did like the album 5. When I was a child. I haven't listened to it in like 10 years.
The Girls Like You, I feel like Genius doesn't even recognize the Cardi B verse. Let's see. Oh, wait, Girls Like You remix. Wait, this Genius says, "Skrr, sorry, we have to make sure you're a human before we show you this page." Oh, it's because I'm on a VPN.
Okay.
Pretending I'm in Canada right now. Cardi says in this song, she says, not too long ago, I was dancing for dollars. No, it's really real. If I let you meet my mama, you don't want a girl like me. I'm too crazy. Before every other girl you met is
Fugazi. I'm sure them other girls were nice enough, but you need someone to spice it up. So who you gonna call? Cardi, come and rev it up like a Harley. Why is the best fruit always forbidden? I'm coming to you now, doing 20 over the limit.
Ben
The red
Shapiro
light,
here.
stop, skirt.
Yep.
I don't play when it comes to my heart.
Let's get it, though.
I don't really want a white horse and a carriage. I'm thinking more of white Porsches and carrots. I need you right here because every time you call, I play with this kitty like you play with your guitar.
That could have gone on
yeah.
payphone.
That had
Wait,
huge
every
Ben
time
Shapiro
you're
vibes.
far. I need you right here because every time you're far, I play with this kitty like you.
This one says every time you call, I play with this kitty like you play with your guitar.
A great thing is that lyrics websites still never figured it out. Like, do you remember lyrics.com?
It's really up to the interpretation of whoever's writing that down.
Do you remember lyrics.com?
Yes.
It was like one of the first uses, like people who didn't know what porn was, who were too young to know what porn was, were like, there can be lyrics to songs. And I was like, just fucking buy the album. It's in a little booklet. But those lyrics were all wrong. Everybody just fucking guessing. None of it is official.
I can't tell if Chad is like ironically saying that the end of that verse was a banger or not. But
I mean,
you're shitting on
regardless
the
of
song,
you, whether
DJ
or not
knows
it,
lyrics, because we
It's
listened
better to- yeah,
we
it's better-
listened to it like less than like a few days ago. And we were like, damn, this sucks.
I am not that fucking guy, or I try not to be the person who watches the Grammys and when something wins instead of what I wanted, say that sucks when I don't know what the fuck it is. If we're going to criticize something, we're at least going to give it a little bit of our attention to know. Like, if you're criticizing something you don't know about, you are a fucking idiot, and we're idiots in a lot of ways.
Unless
but
we
that's
do
a
it.
way that we try to avoid.
Yeah.
That's a way that I think makes you look especially dumb. So yeah, if we say that song is ridiculous and bad, we're going to hopefully show you some receipts. I did see there are these videos of Taylor Swift going around where she's talking about writing songs, and she talked about
she was named one of the greatest American songwriters of all time by New York Times, like one of the 25 greatest American songwriters of all time or something like that.
That is fucking insane. That is the stupidest shit.
I agree.
That is fucking insane.
We're going to get in trouble here.
But she was talking about the 10-minute version of All Too Well, and she was like, and I was playing these 4 chords, and really, like, the song is just kind of the 4 chords the whole time. And I'm like, when she says it, no one gets mad. When I say it, I'm being a hater who doesn't get it. We're going
It's
to
all-
have... Yep.
The Taylor Swift, Maroon 5, being mentioned, name dropped in the Drake Kendrick Lamar beef. Kendrick Lamar also named one of the greatest American songwriters of all time, deservedly so. But
Why did Maroon 5 get mentioned?
Kendrick had verses on both Maroon 5 and Taylor Swift songs.
What did
And
Kendrick do with Maroon 5?
Hold on.
Damn.
I don't remember exactly what it was. Don't Want to Know, featuring Kendrick Lamar.
I don't want to know.
and,
So like that shit, like that is horror. That's terrible. Don't want to know. Oh, loving you so.
yes,
oh.
yeah.
Really bad song. But like disposable will chart. It'll have a little run.
But
It'll
yeah,
make everyone a little bit of money.
Drake was trying to diss Kendrick, saying that he was basically just a lackey for Top Dog, the guy that runs that label, and says Top will make you get on pop verses to make the white folk happy, because Drake was obviously getting a lot of shit for being white or whatever. So he tried to come back at Kendrick with that. Then I don't think it really worked. I think Drake still lost that beef pretty handedly, but he did try.
Chat says, I like the Folklore album, Sue Me, but she's not particularly good. Last Great American Dynasty is one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs. There's some good songs on that. Winning album of the year is insanity, but that's okay. If you love Taylor Swift, I want you to love Taylor Swift because that's why she exists, for you, the fans. We're going to do more on Maroon 5, and I've also got some shit to say about a particular Sabrina Carpenter song that Pete and I
Same.
love very much that we will do on the Patreon. I'm not sure when it's coming, but it will come. Let's do some super chats.
Today on the Super Chats, Partisan says you guys see the official Heated Rivalry merch drop.
They restocked.
Oh, all right, nice. I've also seen people are asking us to talk about the off-campus show, and I saw the trailer for that. It looks, I'm interested. I'm down. I'm going to let it earn my business. I'm going to give it an opportunity to earn my business. So I believe that comes out in May. We'll be tuning in. We'll probably be updating on the show about
I haven't
the experience.
seen the trailer. Wait, did we see the trailer?
We saw like the
think we
teaser
watched it.
trailer.
Oh,
yeah.
There's a new trailer that came out last week, and it definitely gives you more of a vibe of what the show is going to be.
Okay, I don't know about it yet, so I don't have an answer yet. But
I'm in. Gabby Nicole says, "Let's fucking go. Kingram is the man."
Kingram is the man. Tom Brady is the man. The Bucks are the team.
McDavid will play even if his foot falls off, and the Oilers live to die another day. Everyone get ready to take their beta blockers on Thursday. What's that about?
Beta blockers, I
I-
think that's like is that SSRI? I'm more of an SSRI boy.
I
What's a beta
did see a
blocker?
little beta blocker SSRI chat at one point. I really didn't know what was going on, but I did.
Okay.
Those
Weird day in the
things-
chat.
That was happening. Yeah.
Ajita says, mindset of the day for Penn's friendship circle or Penn's retirement home. Every win is a few more days together.
Oh yeah.
Moo Cow Chris.
Who has a mustache on?
Right
Couldn't
on.
be Pete.
That's true. Mustache might have turned the lack of mustache may have turned the Bruins season around.
Oh, Sean,
If the Sabres
hit
lose
that.
Game 6, I have to shave mustache.
You
I'm
do,
gonna have to
yeah.
shave my mustache if they lose Game 6. That sucks.
My purse got stolen at work yesterday, and then the Sabres lost in OT. Wasn't my day.
Damn,
Gotta shave your mustache.
Sorry about your
man.
purse.
that gets one of those.
There you go.
Hit it, Mafia.
Noel holds barred. Shout out to the people of Buffalo. Pete is a hater.
Oh yeah.
That's right. Leo says, boys, please stop fighting with each other. We don't want to see you get divorced. Karen says, I think this should cover 5 cents every time Sean says he wasn't worried. And that was a $10
$10.
donation. There you go. Stephanie Mills says, we need you to go back to the Buffalo cottage and work this out. Please don't divorce. I will not be setting foot back in Buffalo this season.
Could be
Actually,
that
that's
second
not
chance.
true.
Could be that second chance you two have been talking about.
That's right. Megan Stagg says, Mets won 8-0 yesterday after my super chat. So here I go again. Let's fucking go Mets with much restrained hope.
All right.
That's baseball. Paradisical
baseball.
Dreams.
Go Twins. Wearing a twin shirt today.
Right on. And this one aligns with that for the Wall of St. Paul.
Oh,
Paradisical Dreams.
Twin Cities, baby.
That's right. Baby. So up. Ben King says, shout out Bordeaux on their first French hockey championship. Trophy is insane, and they're on a weeks-long bender. Atmosphere in the rink looks sick. Right on.
I'd love to go to a European hockey game. Or honestly,
would
any
be so
European
sick.
sporting event. Those people are fucking psychopaths endearing.
Do they let you smoke inside the arena? The
They
Europeans
let you set off
love
flares,
cigarettes.
so you might
Unless-
as well be
Yeah.
able to smoke in the arena.
Frankie Smokes, look at that transition. Adam Levine at Penn's Flyers. I may need to see the gritty. There's no way Adam Levine was at Penn's Flyers, right? That was that had to have been a misery joke.
Maybe I don't know.
I mean,
I
if
hardly
Adam
ever know
Levine
what's
wants
going on
to
with the
pop
chat.
into an NHL game, I'm here for that. Barthez
As long
Battalion.
as he's not popping into those DMs.
Adam Levine, Maroon 5, 2026 Maroon 5 would be the perfect Winter Classic / Stadium Series intermission performance.
Yeah.
Brother, they got role model. That's like the new Maroon 5. They don't need that old shit.
Precisely. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Dude, how good do these sound together?
Okay. Barthez Battalion says Maroon 5 creating a top 100 LP of all time with songs about Jane, then deciding to never do it again was a choice.
So that's where you get like, yes, they have not repeated that, but they did make another. Their follow-up album to that was still more in the same energy
Had
of
bangers.
songs about.
But
Jane.
at some point, they did decide we are never going to be able to do this again, so we may as well completely sell out and become just
definitely.
soulless pop star.
But
you
I'm
make
saying
you
it's
make
not-
songs about Jane again.
It was not
Well,
as
I'm
abrupt.
not saying it's easy.
As where does he make it
I'm
out to
not
be.
saying that it's easy. Maybe they never would have done it again, but they stopped trying, and that's my problem. Like John Mayer, I'm the biggest John Mayer guy in the world. He has never come close to replicating Continuum again, but he's still making good music and still kind of honoring his own soul and honoring his artistic integrity. It's brought him to some weird places, but I still respect John Mayer as an artist. I definitely do not respect Adam Levine as an artist because he's no longer an artist. That's where I'm at.
That's fair.
Barthez Battalion, you know who had a similar fall off? 30 Seconds to Mars. But that's, correct me if I'm wrong, Jared Leto's band. Jared Leto at least started doing other shit. Like Adam Levine.
Adam Levine became a social media user.
I guess
with varying degrees of success.
That's right. And he's on like The Voice, right? Like, but he's still doing stuff. He's still really committing to being a quote unquote musician. Jared Leto is more committing to being an actor.
And there is, I think, there's a model that Matchbox 20 set where like you can become big and everyone loves your singer and everyone wants a piece of your singer, and he's doing hooks on like other pop songs or whatever, and then they get back together and they make some Matchbox 20 shit, and that shit still sounds like Mean. She's So Mean.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like that still, that still sounds like Matchbox 20, and you're like, yeah, you know what? They're still putting in the work, and whoever their songwriters are still writing the songs.
And even like Rob Thomas when he went solo and did like Diamonds, that sounded like pretty Matchbox 20.
Yeah, I'm saying you don't always have to keep making the same thing forever, but there is a quality that exists, and there is care that is put into songs on those first 3 albums that it's just a different, it's like a different choice. I mean, Taylor Swift doesn't have songs as well written as things on songs about Jane, but they're like, she has examples of like, hey, like that's a nice, well-written song, and then she's got other shit that's like, that sounds like a toddler wrote it in 2 minutes, and if they're both going to have the same level of success,
why try?
Why fucking try?
Yeah.
Is that it for Super Chats?
No, Renee
Nope,
says, Pete,
close.
can you explain what kitty means? No, I cannot, Renee. That's, you know,
There's
what
some
it
things
means.
Pete can't do.
Stacey Faye writes, tread lightly with Off Campus. Elle Kennedy, author of the books, has some she who shall not be named takes among other things.
So I believed this. I was careful to not say, oh yeah, I'm in on this, because, oh yeah. I don't know enough about it yet, so I'm going to learn, see if I want to do it. And if I want to do it, I'll do it. And if not, I will not begrudge people who do, but we'll see if it's for us.
I don't know. I've stopped expecting the people who create things that I'm interested in to be good people.
Oh, I mean, sadly, that has never been. I saw a thing.
I don't need them to be good people. I'll say that.
A clip the other day. It was like Bill Maher totally owns David Cross because he says that he likes Mom Donnie and he doesn't know who this person is who works for him, or whatever. And I'm like, it's fucking news that the guy from, I mean, he's not the guy from stuff, like that David Cross doesn't know enough about New York politics. I don't fucking care what that guy thinks about or knows about that. Make me laugh, clown.
Betty Woo, as a 62-year-old, all I got from this chat is Pete hates Canada. The Habs Bolt series is a weird memory / dream, and nobody is talking about Soft Cell as primo lyricists.
Oh, Soft Cell? Oh, yeah.
I don't know what
Tainted
Soft Cell
Love?
is. I don't know about that. I definitely don't hate Canada. I just think that the Canadian anthem at Sabres games is a false flag. GB Slacker.
Tainted Love was a cover, by the way. I did double check that.
Shout out to the independent musicians out there killing it. Right on. Is that
Yes.
the last one?
I believe so.
Hell yeah.
Shout out Brian Luke Tucker.
Yes.
Up and coming star in the making.
I've been hearing stuff about Brian Luke Tucker. There's just like a buzz.
Palpable.
I hate music opinions framed as objective. No, like the Taylor Swift thing, those songs are not creative. They like the facts I can give you is that since the say 90s, the 1-5-6-4 chord progression has been the most done and most common chord progression in pop music. So like that just is a fact. And that is what Taylor Swift bases a lot of her songs around. No judgment, just like it is a statement of fact.
Well, nowhere in that message did they suggest that they were talking about Taylor. I love that they were just like, I don't like objective music facts. And you're like, no. This is about Taylor Swift.
Oh, I would assume, like, because that's what people, they're like, because
I know,
like, Taylor Swift, if you want to love it, that is great. And if you love it, like, what the fuck do I know? My ear is not better than yours or whatever. It speaks to you in a way that it strikes other people as like, hey, I think I've heard a million songs like this before, but that's fucking fine. I'm an Oilers fan, like make fun of me for the shit I like too. I'm trying to not yuck yums.
If Swifties find this, I don't know this guy and I don't like him. So
who did you? Why am I forgetting? What pop star did you piss off? Was it Miley Cyrus?
Miley Cyrus. Yes.
Yeah,
when Miley Cyrus said that she wanted to be in heated rivalry, I said, let's let Carly Rae Jepsen have her moment for 5 minutes, and then I got botted by Miley Cyrus fans.
Chat said chord progressions and lyricism are two different things with songwriting. That is a great point. I recently learned from listening to Taylor Swift that car rhymes with bar. And I was like, did she rhyme car with?
It took this long.
I
was waiting for you to bring up
bar.
that
I didn't know those were words that rhymed. And then I kept listening to more songs, and I was like, oh, she did it again. They must rhyme. And I just kept listening to these songs, and I kept I know for a fact that car rhymes with bar. She does have some good lyrics in some of her songs. She's just not the best songwriter, or not one of the best songwriters, but love her stuff. All done with super chats?
Yep.
I'm a big Taylor Swift fan.
So I'm a fan of a lot of her songs. I would say I'm a Taylor Swift fan.
Yeah.
I don't lie about things, but I'm a Taylor Swift fan. I respect.
I don't hold any space in my life for Taylor Swift, and I don't mean that derogatorily.
You're not holding space? Damn, that was a fun.
That
was a fun time on the internet.
It sucks that the second one had. I haven't seen either of them, so sorry to criticize something I haven't seen, DJ. But it sucks that the second one apparently sucked so bad.
It was bad.
Some people liked it.
I enjoyed. It didn't seem like they liked it as much as the first one. Like it definitely didn't have the cultural staying power once the movie was released as part one. But I like that was the most like everything about it was goofy, but so completely harmless. Like just Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo just being goofy. I enjoyed that.
I like that you're holding space, Sean. You're holding space for Taylor Swift forever and
no,
always.
I'm not holding.
You're holding space, Sean.
I'll hold space. I'll
join me on the good side here.
The second one was really, really bad. Yeah, someone is asking what happened with these guys and Ellie Goulding.
Oh man.
I don't know about you. I think that we both love Ellie Goulding's music. I am a Ellie Goulding fan. I've gone to her concerts. She's great. I think that Lights is one of like the great pop recordings of the last 20 years.
Anything could happen.
Anything could she rules.
Burn.
Pete tweeted so like that song I think that gets into the
I like
this
Burn.
Is generic kind of thing, but
she does generic pretty well.
Yes. Pete sent a tweet about the Ed Sheeran song "Don't" potentially being about Ellie Goulding, and Ellie Goulding quoted it or responded to it.
So she performed at the NFL kickoff party before Game 1 of the NFL season and was like part of that big spectacle. And I was younger. I was an asshole on Twitter, and I tweeted that like "Don't" is still the best thing that Ellie Goulding has ever given us. As an Ellie Goulding fan, she stepped off stage, immediately searched her own name on Twitter, and quote tweeted that shit and basically told me to go kill myself. And that's how Brunch started, basically. That was right before the first episode of Brunch.
Yes. That is a huge allegation. She didn't tell you to. She said
she basically told me to kill myself.
She said you're probably wondering why you're not doing well in life, and it's because you're a asshole.
Yes.
And when Pete said don't Saws,
and then she introduced me to Saws.
Yes, I introduced you to the Saws. I said there's Saw 1, there's Saw 2, there's 3 is where they start to lose you a little bit. But when Pete said "don't" is the best thing she's given us, "don't" is believed or rumored to have been about a relationship that Ed Sheeran had with Ellie Goulding.
An incredible
which,
song.
I feel like there's a lot of talk about relationships and music and playlists these days, so we can just sit that out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I harbor
opinion.
no ill will towards Ellie Goulding. She deleted the tweet though; didn't stand on business.
Ellie rocks.
The best thing Ellie Goulding. Also, this is how I'm figuring out that it's Ellie and not Elle. She is the voice in the background of "Pound Cake" by Drake.
Oh,
And
really?
this
Jay-Z.
song.
Yeah.
That's Ellie Goulding.
That's Ellie. That's all Ellie.
Yeah. Sounds exactly like her.
Yeah, that's lights, baby. Okay, talk to you tomorrow. Love you so much. Subscribe to the Patreon, where we will have an episode about all these issues soon. Bye. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to What Chaos here on YouTube. You will get everything: daily episodes, player interviews, and so much more. It's all here on the What Chaos YouTube. Hit subscribe.